Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 3200 podcast, man. And I say this every week, but I'm going to say it again this week there. We have a show for you this week. Think you're going to really enjoy this. We have a few Black creatives on the show that's going to be sharing their story and sharing what they do and how they create. We want you to stay right there. Go ahead, smash that like, share, and subscribe button. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, the 3200, you know how we connect. 3200 Magnolia was the address. Beaumont, Texas, had to do it like that. Wanna welcome everybody to the podcast. Plenty stories that we gotta explore. From the views of husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, baby fathers and workers. I know this though for certain. You gon' laugh, have a good time till your side hurting. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. Hey, yeah, make sure that you turn it up. Get the talking, ain't no topic that we do not discuss. Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time. Good vibes, tune in, cause you know it's going down. 3200.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the show. And this is going to be a great show because this is a live show and stuff that happens that are live. And something just happened, but we're going to get it all together, man. Hey, we got Leo in the house. Hey, what's happening, Leo?
Hey. May the fourth be with you.
Yeah. Chris is back. Yeah, Chris is back this week, man. What's happening, Chris?
What's up, man? Good to be back.
Sorry there.
All right. Well, and then we got Johnston in the house today. What's happening, Jay?
Yeah.
All right. We got a special guest with us today. We got author.
Yes.
I'm gonna let Leo introduce.
Oh man,
he brought the guest out there.
Really?
Leo was making sure we did our homework and everything. So I'm gonna let him introduce them.
We have a very special guest today, coming from Louisville, but in Texas we call it Louisville. I'm playing. Kentucky. Author, indie author, story coach, founder and host of the podcast show Anyone Can Playwright, founder of Sacred Para, adult play therapy coach, and I can't say this correct because I'm from the hood. Coach, instructor, the young R.K. Lemons Weber.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm very, very appreciative of being on the show. I thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
All right. So what would you like me to discuss?
We want you to start from the beginning. We want to talk from birth all the way.
That's a good one. All right, from birth. I was actually born in Detroit, Michigan, and I was partially raised in Detroit. And my mother ended up coming to Louisville, and from there, my uncle was here, and my aunt and my cousins were here. But I want to say like almost 6 months later, they ended up moving. So it was just really me and her throughout my life. I started writing though probably when I was about 6 or 7. From what I understand through her and through other family members, I've always had like a knack for creativity. So that's always been very important to me. And it was also an important way of escape because I was raised by a single parent and we had a whole lot going on. And not all single parents do, but we did have a lot going on and moving and so forth and just life itself. So being able to escape into my writing and using my imagination was really fundamental to me growing up. From there, I went into, high school, went into college and didn't really know what I was going to major in. And they didn't have writing at that time. At the school I went to, they didn't really have that as something you could major into. So I ended up going into communications and psychology and got my double bachelor's in that. And when I left, I was really gun-ho on pursuing my career as a playwright. I was going to be an indie playwright. But it was kind of dry here during that time, and a lot of doors were closing. So I ended up going into the work field. And I would say like last minute, I decided to go into grad school. So like a week before that fall semester, I went into grad school for social work. Did that for 2 years, decided that I really wanted to go into writing. I just felt that calling and went back to my old college, where I did my undergraduate studies, and went in for the MFA program. And that's a master's in fine arts for writing and for teaching. And I didn't even know if I was going to get it. And I just wrote them, because you have to write them a cover letter, or I should say like, a story about yourself, why you're applying, what books have you read that inspired you, and then also send them a piece of your writing, a sample. And that's actually how this book, the one that you were holding earlier, oh goodness, I think it's upstairs. It is upstairs. But The Devil Has Ears. That book is actually the book that I had submitted. Thank you so much. I thought I had it in my pile over here. I appreciate that. That's the book that I submitted to the school. And they were like, yay, we love it. We don't really know what you want to apply in because you're so versatile in your writing. And I decided to go into playwriting and did that. And it just so happened to be that I met my husband on my way to going to a poetry reading. I was going to a poetry reading and met him in traffic. And saw him behind me, and he just, he looked delicious. And so we ended up talking. I missed the whole entire poetry reading. And we started courting immediately, got married. I think we got engaged like a month later, got married 5 months later, had our first little bundle like 10 months later. And from that time, we now... But my body, ain't that right? So, but we did it the right way, right? According to what the Lord says. And then he blessed us bountifully. So we've got all these like 10 bouncy babies, with our oldest being 14, our youngest being a year and a half. Yes.
So, 10 kids.
10 kids. And honestly, I commend them, because a lot of what I do creatively comes from them. I mean, even when it comes to publishing my writings, it came from a place of going through postpartum depression and really losing a sense of who I was and my identity. Because I went from being like, when I met my husband, I was like a school teacher, and I was teaching dance class, and I was in grad school. So I just really stayed occupied to now I was at home and I was homeschooling, and I still homeschool to this day. But it was different. It was a completely different life. My body felt different. And I remember my husband set me down on his lap, and he was just like, what do you want to do? He's like, I do all kinds of things creatively, which he does. He's like literally a jack of all trades. I call him a Renaissance man. And he was just like, I'm using my gifts and my talents. What do you want to do? And that's where the inspiration to publish my writings came from.
So 10 kids. I want to say Happy Mother's Day first.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9, 10. Yeah, I was gonna 10.
I've got 4 kids. So my first question, I had a list of questions right here I want to ask you, but I had to throw those out here to ask you this question here. My first question is, I've got 4 kids, and it's hard to remember their names. So how do you remember 10 kids' names?
You don't. I mean, like I for the most part, I do pretty good. Now they would have to be down here to really, testify to how well I do. Oftentimes, if I do mess up, one of the kids will interject and be like, they'll throw out the name that I'm saying. But then there's some children that are so active in their pursuit of wanting to do what they want. You say their name so often where it's very automatic because they're always doing something. But for the most part, I do pretty well with it. But when you don't, you're just like, you know who I'm talking about. So that's what I do. That's what I do. It's not always easy. Say my name. But I tell you though, being a school teacher prior to having kids kind of helped me with remembering names.
Yeah.
Because kids are very like when I did subbing before becoming a teacher, when I was subbing, and you're only subbing for like what, maybe 2 days, or you may get a gig for a week. By that second day, like kids have grace for you on the first day, but by that second day, they're expecting you to know that my name is Craig and I'm Derek and I'm Sarah. And if you don't know it, like they actually get kind of peed off at you. So that kind of helped prep me with my kids, because if I don't say their name correctly, they let you know. Now, they give me grace on things, but kids are kind of unforgiving in that. They want you to know who you are, who they are, I should say.
Well, their names for me would be 1, 2, 3.
They wear shirts and hats with numbers on it. Number 4.
All right.
I have to say, when you told me you met your husband going to a portrait thing, only thing I could think of was like Love Jones brother to the night. I was like, oh, he gave you a poem? That's what he do?
He did give me a poem. But no, I met him in traffic. I was on my way to, I think it was Barnes & Noble, when we had that here in town. And I was on my way to Barnes & Noble. And he was driving behind me. He was like a car behind me. And I saw him through my rearview mirror. And like I said, he just looked delicious. Like I just kept staring. And he was wondering who was staring at him. And then when he parked, I ended up parking behind him. And I was about to go straight into the poetry reading. And then this gust of wind came by. And I went back to my car to go get the jacket. And then he was standing outside his car. And so I walked past him just to see if he would say hi. And he was like, strange weather we're having, which it was strange for September. It was very strange. And we just started talking. So for me, I was like, anybody who noticed how strange the weather was a very unique person. And he looked good. So we went with it.
That's a unique love story.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, we got our other guest. He came in there.
Hello.
Had some stuff going on there. We got Mr. Larry Wells with Big Boy Customs in here. Larry, how you doing today?
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Doing good. We just doing introductions right now, bro. So just kind of tell us about yourself, man, and what you do.
Well, a lot of people know or don't know, I do shoes, custom shoes. Just got in the house trying to catch up. I also do full shoe restoration and stuff like that. Maybe you close them blinds a little bit.
Yep. So Larry, how long have you been doing that?
It's going on 7 years now. And it's ironically
How long have you been doing that?
it's going on 7 years now. And it's ironically that you actually invited me to the show, because I started the business after losing a job due to a head-on collision.
Oh, wow.
And that's what led to it. So I tell people all the time, at one point, this was all I had. This was all God gave me to provide with. So it's more than it's more than a hobby for me.
That's dope. Let's go ahead, Leo. You got you up?
Yeah. You've always been artistic, like a drawer. Or
No, I've always been creative. Like I went to school for graphic design, but like I said, I mean the art side didn't really pick up until like maybe 3 years ago. I just dived into it, just pretty much self-taught. Like I said, I was in a head-on collision. I was in the cast for almost 7-8 months. So I had just got a job with the private jail downtown at the time, and being that I was in that cast for so long, I lost my job. So I started selling shoes. I had a nice little shoe collection, which led me to doing the cleaning part. And I really just picked up on the artistic side because I've always just had that little vision for shoes.
Man, I have to say, man, your stuff is dope. Being a critic, I have to say one of them I really don't like, the Dallas Cowboys shoe.
Shut
Everything
that up,
in there is
man.
dope, man.
Hey, I
Everything else is
that,
dope
D. I got
except
you
for
back.
Cowboys.
Nah, shut that up, man.
Ain't nobody calling me.
Come on, man. You know I was gonna play.
And man, and Isaac, man, I do want to tell you, man, how much I appreciate you because it's the customs and stuff that you be ordering and just giving me, man, the artistic freedom to bring your stuff to like it's really how people get to see what I'm doing. I be so busy, I don't really keep shoes on hand like talking about. So once people order, it's in and out. So I don't really keep too much stuff to display unless you ordered it.
Yeah, show us what you got back there, Ike.
Oh, I got a couple, man. I've actually ordered. I don't know. I think I ordered about 6 of those pairs from him. I got another pair I'm gonna order for this Juneteenth, but this one pair he made for me, I hadn't even been able to wear. I know he probably been mad at me because I ain't wearing shoes, but these are the ones he made for me for Juneteenth. It's been a couple years, man, and they were so dope, man. I keep them in the box on display. I don't even wear them because they were just too. He did too good on these, and then got a couple pair. He made one for we had daddy daughter dance that we did, and he made a pair for those. And then this is the ones that we actually, those were on display, and then these, me and my daughter, we shared. He had the daddy daughter thing, and then my camera's kind of off. I'm maybe on the other side. One question I want to ask both of y'all, because both of y'all have family. You got 10 kids, Larry. I think you have 2 kids, right, Larry?
Yeah, I got 2 boys.
Yeah. So with what you're doing, I think both of you said you both are working, plus you're creating. Like, how do y'all find that balance? Like, how do you balance all of that in life?
I mean, I tell people my day don't start till they really squared away. Like it's 7 o'clock. If they had homework, my wife or I will be assisting them with that. Once they in the bed, that's when my day starts.
Okay. I guess for me, when it comes to balancing, my husband and I, we really balance with each other. So just like we had doctor's appointments throughout this week, the beginning of this week, like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So he was with the kids. Even right now, literally, he's with all 10 while I'm with you guys doing this. So we are, a functional team as far as creating that balance and making it work. So each day is different and unpredictable, and we just kind of roll with it. Similar to what you're saying right there, it does mean early mornings and late nights.
Yeah,
but
you
juggle.
basically putting yourself last.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But you know what? To me, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
It doesn't always feel like it in the present, though.
Yeah. What you got, Jonathan or Chris?
Oh man, since we are in the Black Creatives Part 2, yes. I built something. I was creative this week. Look, Isaac took me off the screen because I'm about to clown. So I built something. This took hard work, and dedication, So here we go, right here. It's a little boom box for Raising Cane's.
There you go.
Oh, that's kind of nice though.
Hey, now you guys know I'm in adult play therapy. That's one of the things that I talk about. This book right here, Adult Play Therapy Devotional. You get it on Amazon, get it through me. But listen, one of the things that's really important is learning how to play. I mean, like, no matter what we're doing as Black creatives, no matter what type of creative that you are, it's important to play. So even though that was a Raising Cane box that was already had little perforated lines on it, you still doing it allows you to be able to create and have fun. That's what it's about. Kids do it all the time. We lose that when we're adults.
No, RK, he played too much. RK, he played too much.
So see, you can put your phone in the top, and that's your boom box. That's the boom box.
I'm all for it. Enjoy yourself. There's enough stress. Go ahead and enjoy yourself.
RK, but you've got a you've got a lot of books here. You've got a lot of books out here.
I do.
Which one is your favorite? I guess which one?
Oh gosh. All right, now there's one book that is my favorite that I don't have on me, and that's Sweet Irene. Oh, that one's my favorite. But this one is my other favorite, and that's Middle of Eden. That one, yeah, Sweet Irene, that's my favorite. That is one of my favorites. But Middle of Eden is definitely, that's my baby. I love this one. That's my favorite one. And that one is actually in The Devil Has Ears. That one is in The Devil Has Ears as well, because that one has all different kind of stories in it, and plays and poetry. And As Ever, I know that's like two, but As Ever is my other one. I'm gonna tell you why As Ever. This was actually a book that all I did was edit this one. This one has sermons from my dad, because my dad was a minister before he passed. And so I was able to take, and I still have like a whole bunch of his sermons upstairs, but I was able to take a majority of the sermons I do have that I was able to get my hands on and put it in here. So this one means a lot to me. And As Ever is what my dad used to sign all my letters with, As Ever, Dad. So As Ever was just like that secret language between us. It's kind of like a love letter. So this one is one of my other favorites.
My question would be like, because both of you guys, you're selling, items, and I know you can possibly on some platforms you can see like where people are ordering from. What's like the craziest place you've seen someone order where you felt like, dang, they're watching me from there? Somebody bought some shoes, or someone bought my book from Australia, or something. Something outrageous.
TikTok.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how much traffic you can get from there. And I just had to redo mine because one of the brothers shut down my Instagram, which was linked to my TikTok. So I've been reaching out to TikTok artists, and I reached this dude. I guess he's viral for what he does. My wife actually turned me on to him, but he received his shoes and gave me a shout out, and the following from him alone, just the traffic and the eyes from that TikTok post, was beneficial.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
My question would be,
Well, hold on, RK. What was yours there? What's the craziest place?
Oh goodness. I did see that I've gotten book sales in Germany. I haven't got anything on TikTok, but I do hear that TikTok is a happening place as far as getting your products out there. But mine would definitely be in Germany, as well as, I think my husband knows more than I do. I think it was London. But because he keeps up on that part. But yeah, I was kind of like surprised to see that internationally people were, supporting my books as well as, ordering it.
So do you do kids books or what?
Oh goodness, I have a little bit of something for everyone, quite honestly. I do have children's books. One of the ones that I do have, my daughter has a couple of them upstairs, like A Knock at Christmas. That's a children's book. This one right here, I hear a lot of great reviews about The Case of the Missing Purple Cloak. It is one of my favorites. I guess it'd be like my top 5, but I get like a lot of happy responses about this one. I have books that's more like documentary based, and that would be The Grinch Who Stole Hip Hop. That one is more documentary. And then I have, Cocaine. I can't think of the full title, and I should know. I think it was on the list that you guys.
It's a hell of a job.
Yeah, it is, right? That's what Rick James said, not me. That's what Rick James
The way
said.
she did that pause, man, kind of like, I have cocaine. I was like, well, hold on.
No, I don't have cocaine. My book is called Cocaine. All right.
Rest in peace, Pimp C.
That's okay.
No, not me. I don't mean that at all. But yeah, there's actually a book that's on there, and that just has to do with like the origins of cocaine and how when cocaine actually did come about. And I'll just get like really quick summary because it was interesting to me when I studied it. I studied it in grad school, just as far as like how cocaine came about. And like at first it was being completely blamed on blacks, actually. And then when you really do look at the origin of it, when it was just in its most purest form, it was actually something that helped slaves have energy, right? And it was in the plant form. And then it was, diluted and, all this other stuff brought into the States, brought into other countries. And then like, even like Sigmund Freud was on it for like a portion of time. He got like a lot of great inspiration supposedly. But once when they saw all the bad side effects, that's when, of course, it went into the Black community and it was seen as something that was more, I guess, like a black drug.
Sigmund Freud, the nigga that got everybody by the line, huh?
Yeah. And I mean, but it was
interesting. Well, I guess we know why, huh?
Yeah. And now you can get an idea of why he had like the Electra complex and the Oedipus complex, like where those
he was high here.
Possibly. But then you look at some of our food, like even when it comes to I won't name any products, so I don't want to get you guys shut down. But like some of the products that we consume still has a minimal amount of cocaine in it.
Well, they say Coca. That was Coca-Cola main product. That's why they revamped it.
I wasn't going to say their name. I was not going to say their name, but yeah, they are. We
all know.
But yeah. So it was interesting to me. So yeah, that book is out there. I just can't think of the full title because there are a lot of books that have been done throughout the years.
All right, so you're gonna be RC instead of RK. Nah, go ahead, Chris. What you got?
Now my question for Mary. I know you did a pair of shoes for a guy that plays for the 49ers.
Hey.
From that one order that you did for him, have you had any other players or any of his teammates reach out to you for a pair?
Man, I had a couple of his teammates say that they want stuff just because he wore his. I done a pair for his mama.
Wow.
I reached out. Miss Lunell got a pair from me. I just reached out to Neff Keisha Cole's sister Neffy. She left me her shoe size, but I haven't bought her shoes yet. I don't know what I'm due to them. But all them come from TikTok, Instagram. I be trying to use them platforms, but I'm learning that them hashtags is a blessing and a curse. Because them hashtags is what got Warner Brothers' attention to shut down my page because I did some Rick and Morty shoes. So I don't think I'm gonna miss some hashtags. But I know that Disney and Rick and Morty and a lot of people are starting to license their characters now to where we can barely use them. Like even the Nike silhouette itself. You see how Nike cracking down on this guy, Cool KIY. He has it looks like a Jordan 1, but it's a lightning bolt instead of a Nike chick. But it's the exact same silhouette. So Nike is going after them. So the shoe world is changing in so many different ways. It's ridiculous.
Oh man.
Yeah, I see too that you've been getting hit up by companies. Like I seen the whole McDonald's. I think McDonald's, the corporate office. You've done a lot of pairs.
Yeah, I've done about 75 pair of shoes from McDonald's. I got a buddy and this guy. He found me on Instagram. He's a franchise owner. He actually started it, and since then they just been coming.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Tortilla Lemons. I guess that's your family there, huh?
That's my mother. Hello.
Okay. A good show. Good to see black men work together. Most of us family, so we got to. It's no choice. We have to work together. We really don't like each other, but we
make it work.
Unless we hit a U-turn.
You up?
So I guess my next question to RK is,
yes.
You talked a little bit about postpartum, and I guess I get into some of the books, those ones that you wrote. I kept trying to hide on there. The books at the end, I ate the last slide.
Oh yeah, those books. Yes.
Yes. I have to say that postpartum.
Hold on. Did that say you need some?
Yes.
Yes,
you need some.
Oh, and then it doesn't say D-Whip.
D-Whip. But you know,
I needed that book after
now.
You need some sex after childbirth. I needed that one.
Sex after childbirth, and these are books to me that really needs to be out there and talked about, because a lot of times it's not. Everybody's so much, when you're getting ready to have a child, it seems like everybody's so happy. Oh, you're having a baby, the baby. But they never talk about these issues that you talked about. So what made you want to write about that?
There were real life issues that, you know, my husband and I were going through, you know, especially me, you know, being a woman. The D-Whipped book actually is poetry that I had dedicated to my husband. So that's what that book is all about. And that's poetry that if someone wanted to share with their spouse, they could share it on Valentine's, they could share it on anniversary, they could share it, you know, just because to their spouse. Like sometimes you may not know the words to articulate, and the book is right there to help you. With the other book, Sex After Childbirth, You Need Some. That book is because a lot of times after having a baby, your body really doesn't feel like your own, especially if you're nursing. So you may not feel like being intimate with your spouse. And then on the other hand, you may want to, but mentally your mindset isn't there. And that's how you can end up having a marriage that's now sexless. So you went from like enjoying the bliss of sex and can I say the word sex? Is that okay? Okay. All right. Making sure. All right. But you went from like enjoying all this blissfulness to where now being in a position where you guys aren't having sex, or it's very minimal, or the woman feels like she has to because she's married and there's no emotion in it. And a husband can pick up on that. You know, a partner can pick up on that. So you want to make sure that you're still enjoying it. And that's what that book is all about. You know, being able to enjoy your lovemaking process and getting back in it, not being someone that that's frigid, but, you know, being able to enjoy it. I think a lot of times we forget to enjoy it.
As long as she starts the car, I'm going to drive.
That's right.
But those two books, that Sex After Childbirth and then the journal, was actually co-authored between my husband and I.
That's good. That's good that y'all had that relationship though.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, I'm very blessed with the kind of relationship that we do have. And there's actually like that last slide that you had showed. There was like 3 or 4 books on there that we had co-authored together, and it's definitely, and that's him right there for the Impromptu Marriage Workbook. That's when I had did my big chop on that cover.
Yeah, I like the ones about college.
Yes.
How to help prepare your child for college when you never went. I think that's that's good right there.
Yes. You know, there's many parents who they themselves didn't go to college, you know, for whatever reason. They had to get into the workforce, or, you know, life just hit. And now you have a child who's talking about going into college, or who you want to go into college. Like, how do you support them? What do you say? What kind of paperwork can you expect? And with that workbook, it has examples of paperwork in it that you would expect to come to you, and how you can properly support your child when they're in college. The emotional support they would need, the mental support they would need, and knowing that you yourself, you know, you don't have to be someone who went to college to be able to support them. But you never know; you may end up feeling encouraged to go.
Now I got a question for Larry. How long do it be taking you to do these shoes, man? Because that's
well, it depends. I'll tell everybody it's a week, because I usually stay busy, but I can finish within a day or two, depending on what it is, unless it's a lot of detail or something. Sometimes I might do one at a time. But I got a question about the college situation that we were just talking about, because I went to school too, so, and I know you probably a graduate, but I got a question, like, with the way that the world is changing and the way that people blowing up via social media, entrepreneurs, do you feel like college is as effective as it used to be?
I believe it is. because
Would
right
you say
now,
that would you say that depend on the degree that you're going
That's
for,
that's
or
exactly what I'm about to get into. I believe it definitely does depend on the degree that you're going into. Right now, you have to look at what's really popping. One of the things that's really popping is anything that's in digital. Engineering is always going to be king. Anything that has to do with business, you need to know your business. So even though you may be blowing up through TikTok
yeah,
or whatever
that's what
platform
I'm
that you're
trying to
in, if
learn.
you don't know how to invest, if you
I'm
don't
trying to
know
learn
how
the business
to,
side now.
if you don't know how to be disciplined with your finances, you're gonna have an issue later on. It's just like, you can take someone out of the country and put them in the city, but you can't take the country out of them. If you don't have any knowledge about what to do with your money, you can make the money and lose it just as quick. So it's important to know business. It's important to know about this digital age, because this digital age is not going anywhere anytime soon. And like I said, engineering is king. That's what we talk to our kids about. We're like, if you go into communications, like I did, go into, communications engineering, anything that you can do.
Yeah,
So put
I can see that.
engineering behind it is, you're always going to be able to allocate some type of business, so
Because the
that's
world, I
important.
mean, the world has changed so much, man.
Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine that he's a public speaker, and he makes a killing just off motivational quotes and stuff like that. I mean, I would never think that in 2023 you can pay somebody to talk.
I know, right? I mean, but you're always gonna have those outliers. Just like, I look at different ministers. There's Joel Osteen, for example. He didn't go to school for it. There's another, it's like there's other ministers that didn't go to school for it. And then you have other ones that worked their butt off and was all, in theology school and this and that. So you're gonna have outliers all the time. But I really my concern with how quick people are blowing up is the sustainability of it. How you're gonna be able
Yeah,
to sustain, just like the same
that's
whenever
what
you get a ball player that didn't go to college. That's cool. He does great. I watch the NBA. I love it. But what happens if you break a leg and you don't know how to, properly allocate your funds the right way? So I believe that it's always, worthwhile to go into school, get that paper.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if you're dealing with somebody, someone tries to say something to you, you've got your paper together where you almost, no one can really say anything against what you have.
Got anonymous sister-in-law. I don't know who she is. She's anonymous, but she said, "Is college still needed for creatives?"
For creative,
Yeah, for creatives, for people who just into the art and into creating, doing stuff like that, what y'all do. Do you think college is needed?
I don't know. That'd be a good debate, because I've only been doing it 7 years, and I have people hit me up that's been getting in the game 15, 20 years, and they liking my work and giving me compliments, and I'm self-taught. Some of them took classes. A lot of guys are self-taught, but with me, I feel with art is creative. I feel like nobody can teach it. You either got an eye for it or you don't. So certain stuff you can pick up. Like my son is 10. He draws. I can't draw. I paint. And when I tell people that, they be like, "Man, this and that." But some of the characters and stuff that you see on shoes, I know how I've learned how to apply the stencil. I can paint it, and I know how to pull my stencil up so where it won't pull up my image. My son can probably draw and paint the image without having to use a stencil. And he's self-taught. I didn't show him anything. He just watched me do shoes.
It's
So
in the bloodline.
So that's what I'm saying. On the creative side, as far as going to school, I wouldn't say so. I mean, they say things only get better over time and repetition. So you can teach anybody how to do anything as long as they keep doing it and this and that.
I got a little bit to add to it. I think for the creative that's in my house, and it ain't me. Like I said before, I had to apologize to RK for the graphics. I have my graphics, and I try to put it together as nice as I can to both of y'all. I take all responsibility for that bad graphic design on y'all sides, but I just try to put together best I can. But for the creative in my house, she like you, she did it for a long time because she's a photographer. So she did it for a long time. She ended up going to school, but she did to school. By the time she went to school, she went to tweaking. You know what I mean? And the schooling gave her a little bit more of a direction. That's all it was. But like you said, she was still at the top. And the RK can tell you because she followers. She still was at the top of a game. She just felt like she needed a little direction, a little bit tweaking, and they showed her how to take it from what she was doing to art. They showed her how to make it into art, and that was
Can I add on that? Because that's my sister.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is like when you brought her up, I'm like, for me, I follow her because yes, she is definitely an artist and she's definitely a photographer. And then she's an interior decorator and she's an amazing miniaturist and she's a storyteller and she knows how to take that light and just make it into a whole character. She's I follow her. She's amazing. She's phenomenal. That's my sis. I love her. So yeah. Well, she's amazing.
Yes, Anonymous sister. My PowerPoint was booty. So
I was about to say that Anonymous sister-in-law. I don't know who she is, but she did say that Leo work was booty.
I have an idea.
So my question, another question for both of you here, young creators, because I'm not gonna lie, my kid came up to me, my son. And my son, I love my son to death. I love him to death. But sometimes I just pray for him. So, you ask the kids what they want to be when they grow up, and his answer to me was YouTuber. And when he first told me this, this is some years back, I was like, well, you ain't gonna be no YouTuber. There ain't no insurance coming with YouTube. You need someone with some insurance. I mean, but for y'all, like after a couple of years, and then after watching a couple of documentaries on YouTube and finding out how much a lot of these, people are making money from doing like the smallest of things and learning how the creatives are, and for this generation, it's something big. It kind of changed that. But for y'all, like younger creative people who want to create, people who want to be in the art, people who want to write music, whatever it is, like what type of advice would y'all give them?
That's a good one. I feel like that is in line even with the is college still needed for creatives? And I agree with you that
do your research first.
Definitely up for debate on that. Research.
Do your research first.
I would say definitely do your research and just follow your heart on it too. You can't
follow your heart.
Everyone else is doing. You got to do it the way that you're passionate in.
I wish I started this maybe 2 years ago. Like I procrastinated, and I feel like I could be a little bit further if I jumped on it early.
I mean, right now people are getting paid to play games online. I mean, like we watch it. I got all my kids. I got 7 boys, 3 girls. So we'll watch it just like right here. See someone in the screen and catch their, look at their reaction while they're playing the game and what's on the game that for sure if you want to buy that game. I mean, nowadays, like you said, you can get paid almost doing anything. But like you said, definitely do your research. Follow your heart on it. But still have something to fall back on. So like you said, you can be able to, be able to have that insurance.
Well, it's a different world, man.
It is.
I had brought these guys in Dallas area. They was going to Arlington outside of the greatest stadium of all time, Cowboy Stadium. And they were going to a video game, like, little deal where I think the top person got like 50,000. I was like, hold up.
For real.
Yeah. Get on this Call of Duty.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so it was like teams of Call of Duties like from all over the world. And Amazon got healthcare now, Isaac. So it's 120 for right now for the year. So that I don't know, man. To me, I feel like these kids, they just need to get around the creators to see the work. The work they put in, especially YouTubers. You think they just, oh, I'm just gonna do this. Nah.
Oh nah, yeah, it's a whole bunch of editing and sitting there. Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir.
It is. It is. It's a lot of work. You got to also, you got to scout out the competition. Whatever field of art that you go into, you got to see what they're doing and how they're doing it.
What's trending? What ain't?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, you got to definitely do that.
It goes back to what you're saying. Research. You're gonna have to research either way to see what's trending, to see what's on the news, to see. I mean, you got to grab from all different directions, and it's gonna stretch you. But you gotta be strong. Built for it, tough, baby.
You do. And you got to put your twist on it. Whatever makes you special and unique. Yeah. That's what makes it stand out.
Yeah. She said target audience. You on mute, Ike. We don't hear a word you saying. Does he still think he?
You hear me now, huh?
Yeah,
we hear you.
You were like,
nah, but the button thing. That's why I don't like y'all. But now I'm saying, man, we see my man. It's definitely the work. I say we see my man Larry over there. He working and doing the podcast. He's still getting it in.
Yes.
And y'all both said earlier about the long hours. Real quick, I think one last one for me, and then I'll let them if they have anything. Setbacks, struggles. Y'all had. I mean, what setbacks or struggles have y'all dealt with in creating?
Man. You sit back every day. Like, man, I don't even like putting too much of my personal stuff out, but like I lost my job today working at the school, and they let me go over. They say I posted a picture of my son on the field trip, but I guess some other kids was in the background, so that could be why they let me go. But like I guess a setback would be say I give somebody a free pair of shoes for a shout out. I don't get that shout out. That's money for the shoe, time I put in and everything is just gone. And even if you do get a shout out, what if you don't get that traffic that you want? Like I say, and my setback right now will probably be them hashtags. I feel like I'm starting over with my pages being shut down. So that's my setback. That's my biggest setback right now. Especially when my traffic came from Instagram and social media.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I would believe for myself a setback would be the long hours, because being an indie author, I have to promote myself. Being an adult play therapy coach, which is for some odd reason not very popular. I mean, like I'm making it popular, but child play therapy is more known than adult play therapy. So you're coming out with something that's brand new. You got to really put it out there, and you've got to be your own promoter. And
that's why I'm glad you said that. Being an entrepreneur or artist, you do not have a promoting team. You don't have a marketing team or nothing.
No, you really don't.
If you putting all your time, in creating that product or creating that book, you ain't got no time to market. So that's our setback right there. Yeah, that's our setback right there.
Yeah,
not being able to get eyes or ears on what we've been working so hard for.
So true. So very, very true. So yeah.
I know I'm about to go to sleep at probably 1:00, but something ain't gonna get done. Something ain't gonna get posted.
Mm-hmm. And then also you lose out on family time,
Yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm. So those are big setbacks, very much.
So you know where I want to go with it, Ike. Hey man, this what I'm talking about. Money. So what because I know we're in the darker pigmented community, and I know a lot of us want some homeboy and homegirl hookups. Have you guys ever dealt with that?
Don't be mine. Isn't that what he's saying? 40-year-old Bernie, he's like, be mine.
It's It's funny, but somebody just made a post on Facebook that our people will ask you for a discount before they even know the price.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's very true.
I can tell this to put it
Like, man,
all.
can we come talk business first before you
But you can tell by you can tell in the text message and how they talking, like the tone, and it's like, come on, man. And so I got a driving service. So what I'll do, I'm gonna throw it at you. I'm gonna throw some high prices at you. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm just gonna try
Yeah.
to scare you away, man, because you're not talking about anything. So you know that's my main thing. I feel like our community, we support every other brand, all
every
these
other brand?
movies, all this other stuff.
R.I.P. Jerry Springer and everything else.
For
But
real.
when somebody in your home,
Yeah, they don't come out for us, man.
yeah, you want to go for me and set place and everything else.
So,
Well, listen. I'm gonna have to bring in this Bible verse. I am, because it says in the Bible that a prophet is without honor in his own home. And the reality is that a lot of times in our own community, in our own family, we don't get that same kind of support. And I think that whenever you step out to be an entrepreneur, you have to already prepare yourself for that. You may
But why is that?
may not.
Like my question is why.
Support, so I don't know. Jesus didn't get it. His own people were like, aren't you?
the crowd.
They did not want to support him. He did not get a chance to do none of the miracles.
All I'm saying, let us be the change, man. Let's support each other. You know, let's go out here, buy these books, buy these shoes, clothing, whatever. And also, if you have wisdom and knowledge, give it to each other, man. Stop holding on to that. But you're going to give it to somebody else, man. Give it to us, man, because we need that. And that's going to help our future generation. So stop holding on to this stuff, man. We all can make it together.
I agree. I agree with
Go ahead, Leo.
Hold on, man. We had another comment from anonymous sister-in-law. I don't know who she is. I think this is a special message for one of the hosts there. She says, I want some photography style sneakers.
There you go.
So I'll be talking to you, bro, afterwards. And maybe some Saints sneakers.
Man.
Talking to you about
there you go.
Nah, I don't
but man, like I tell people all the time, like I'm a father first. So I mean, the first thing I do is think about kids. So when it comes to kids, I mean, and I tell people all the time, it's not about money with me. It's about that smile, that general reaction. Whether you on that word of mouth, so you'd be surprised how much word of mouth is priceless over what you get paid.
That's true.
I tell people all the time, man, just talk me out. Just talk me up. Let them know where you got it from. I don't mind doing discounts, but I don't like doing 5-finger discount.
I get you on that.
I believe in because we got a brother-in-law that part-time mechanic too, and he's really good. But I believe in paying people full price.
Yeah,
you know, like y'all said before, you don't go in there and haggle Walmart. You know, Family Dollar. You don't go in there and haggle Target. Anything in the mall, you don't haggle them, but you can't pay. And usually, what I notice, like even with my brother-in-law, when he works on vehicles for me, it's really not that much. They really, most of the time, y'all are looking out for family. The price ain't as bad as some people would say. So I believe in full price.
Yeah, that's
for people, you know, for small business, because y'all are a small business.
Yeah, that's how Leo Carter Sr. raised us.
Yeah,
we Leo sons. Yeah, man, we don't believe in discounts, man. We want everybody to get paid, man. If we can't afford it, don't even try to look at it.
I got family. I got miles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see my mother. She said they will always say it is easy. It is so easy to make or do than do it yourself.
Yeah, they do.
Now, you know, you were talking about being an entrepreneur. My mother is a fashion designer and seamstress, and that was what she did in Detroit. She had a lot of fashion shows, like just spot on fashion shows. We got the pictures and stuff. And she did fashion shows when we got here to the city. And she had a shop for a long time, like supported me through Catholic school education. You feel me? So she did really well at it. You know, you could bring in a doll with an outfit and she could create a pattern from it for a human.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
dope.
she's on that level. She's now in healthcare. That's why she had healthcare up there earlier. But she's now in healthcare right now. But she still sews, not as much. And that's mainly because of people that didn't want to pay. People that didn't want to pay, people being picky, especially our people who was like, you know, don't be my, you know, on that tip, because they felt like, you know, we're all the same shade, so I should be able to give a discount. I should be basically able to look like I'm Beyonce, but only paid $5 for this outfit. And it just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, you know.
Sewing is my next goal. I really should have been bought my sewing machine, but I'll be procrastinating.
It'll happen in the right season. A lot of things we think we procrastinate on, I find it's just not the right season. Like to us, it's like we need it right now, and we know that we would be able to like be dope on it. And I feel you, because I'm in that same branch. I'm like, you know, if I had my craft room, I'd be doing this and that. But in the same level, it's like everything's in a season. It's just meant for us to keep yearning for it and keep desiring it, so that when it comes, like when it manifests, we'll appreciate it more. That's just what I find for me.
Hey, you about to say something?
Nah, what you got?
Nah, I just wanted to know, you know, because we never got on your point about therapy. I want to know about the therapy and the plays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh,
that's what I want to hear.
That's
what I want to hear.
Oh,
that's what I want
with the book. You're talking about with the book?
Yeah. Just all the because I seen what was it? Sacred the playground.
Yes, Sacred Para Playland. So that right there, Sacred Para Playland is actually separate of the You Need Some D Sex After Childbirth. Separate. The Sacred Para Playland actually has to do with my dolls. I love my dolls. I love being able to create my storylines with those dolls. And that's how Nisha and I met, was through the Instagram platform, through the dolls and so forth. But I found that in creating these storylines, now granted, like I've got all those books, I've got books over here, right? And you're writing from a place of what you know from your experience, and that's therapeutic. But I found that working with my dolls, you know, in contrast to working with humans in plays, like I didn't have to deal with attitudes, I didn't have to deal with people, you know, thinking that they knew the storyline better than me. So like dealing with my dolls is a much easier process. And then I can also just like express in a different kind of way.
Hold on. Pause. Because we have a lot of male people. She's not talking about them blow up dolls, okay?
No.
Just calm down. Pause.
I didn't want to name any brands. I'm talking like Barbie.
You can go ahead and name the brand.
Okay, I'm talking like Barbie.
We've already had the anonymous sister-in-law on.
Right. If that's what you get into, that's what you get into. I'm not gonna shame you on that, okay? I've seen those dolls. They've got robotic animatronics.
I can show the world what he's talking about because I got something in my office. Hold on.
There you go. Thank you. Like, help me out.
Yeah, it's one right behind your head, boy.
I should have brought one of my dolls down here. Yeah. But yeah.
I just had to slow them down because you were talking about playground, you know.
And I do understand it when we talk about adult play, it could be misinterpreted, and then you see the books that I've written, so it's like, oh, okay.
So certain toy lines, like she said, Barbie,
Integrity. I got her. That's my
and this is
my
what my
wife. Little doll.
Yeah. Actually,
so the way
I already told my wife keep playing. I say they twerking now. Keep playing with me.
So the way her and my wife, what my wife do is actually build these rooms,
the dioramas,
and the dioramas, and what she it'll look like a real room. The way she photographers the dogs, and I'm going to put it back. She like, put my dog back. But I had to show the world. So what she do is she creates these rooms, and they look really real.
They do.
And she can put actually where to find her and some of her stuff on there. Anonymous sister-in-law.
Now it's unbelievable. He kind of downplaying
Thank
it, but
you.
I've seen some of her pictures where it looks like it's actual human beings,
It
but
does.
it be dogs.
Nisha's
It
great.
mess you up. It puts you on that
Yeah.
Chucky vibe for me. I don't know. It just be messing me up.
Yeah, you must have missed that show, Jonathan. We did that show
No.
last year, man. Y'all go back and check out our Black Creators Part 1 with Anisha and Quinn.
Yes.
Check it out, some of her work there.
So this is one of my dolls right here that I customized. I gave her locks like me. This is Gloria, though. Each one of my dolls, for the most part, have a name if they are involved with my overall play. So I take my pictures, I have my storyline, and it's been so healing. It's been cathartic for me. It's been therapeutic. And I was like, if I'm getting this kind of healing from it, then I imagine other adults are too. And when I would read other people's storylines and essentially their plays, when I read their storylines, and these are our actors, our characters, I was like, wow, this is adult play. This is adult play therapy. So I already studied about child play therapy because that's my background. I went to school for psychology and social work. And being able to now apply that as an adult has been so healing. So it's been an inspiring, journey. And
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, we want to thank both of you for coming on the show. Also, man, we want to thank all our
I
fans.
appreciate you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. We want to thank all our family in the comment sections for lighting up the comment section, especially Anonymous Sister-in-Law. You've made my day today.
You're the best.
I don't know who you are because you're anonymous, but I appreciate you.
I feel like I might be on the couch tonight from Anonymous.
Get my book so you don't have to be on the couch. How about that?
Oh, man.
Get all the ones with the D in it. All the ones with the D.
So real quick, then we'll start. Hey, Larry, if we want to get your shoes, we want to get a pair of shoes from. I know you do T-shirts too. We want to reach out to you and get some of your work there. How do we do that?
Instagram is BIGBOY customs with a K _23. Man, I'll tell everybody they can call me. My number's posted is also 409-658-7857. Yeah, I'm not hard to reach. I just tell everybody to give me at least a week. And I do charge a rush fee if needed, but I ain't gonna brush you over the head. And I probably more than it's crazy. I'll drop the price and charge a rush fee. So you really ain't paying a rush fee. But I like to have it, get everybody their stuff in need, man. I try to I listen to this guy, Eric Wright, I think his name is motivational speaker. He's like one thing you can do as an entrepreneur is make yourself demanding. So I try to make myself demanding, but also you can reach me. I'm not hard to reach. I just try to stay focused. I don't like waiting on people.
Yeah, yo, make sure you hit him out. Like he says, he does ship all over the country. So if you're needing a pair of custom shoes, let me tell you, everything he's done for me, I absolutely love. And then I think I probably follow his page more than anybody. Like every other shoe he's made, he just made some. I almost hate to say it because I don't want the hashtag people following. But he just made. There's a big movie out that came out a couple of weeks ago, a children's movie based on a video game. He made some of those.
Oh yeah, I surprised myself. I tell everybody that though. I don't know what when you see it done, I see it done. I don't know what I'm gonna do until it's finished. I'm gonna get your vision, get your input, and work. But yeah, those came out better than I expected. I told the guy when I brought them to him that I want a pair, but I try not to make the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Hey, and I dig those Mo 3 shoes, man. I dig those, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. All good work.
Those were actually for his mama.
Oh wow. Dope,
Yeah,
dope.
my mama them in a little church group in Dallas. They do a little conference with his mama, and she got in touch with his mama.
Super dope. Wow, I didn't know that. That's dope. We got a little connection there between Jay and RK. What about you? If we want to buy your books, if we want to,
Yeah, I definitely want one of the books.
Theo is ready to
Most
order
definitely.
the e-books right now. I see he's on Amazon right now. Order. How do we reach out to you? How do we order your book?
You guys can reach out to me on Instagram, on Sacred Pair of Playland. I am also on Facebook, but I just be honest with you, I don't really get on that platform a whole lot. I'm generally on Instagram, and again, that's Sacred Para Playland. And I also have 2 email addresses, and one is sacredpara@outlook.com, and then my other email is rklemonsweber@outlook.com. So either one of those emails will work. And I work with people, and I didn't get a chance to say that, but I do work with people as far as like if they have a story and they're trying to figure out like, how do I project this story? How do I get it out? That's something that we would, talk about currently right now. I do a lot of it for free. Like, oh, okay, what's your story? And before you know it, like we're rapping and we're talking, and then like I'm like, shoot, I should have charged. But yeah, if you have a story and you're trying to, get that out, and you just need to get through your writer's block, that's also what I do.
That's dope, man. I'm almost ready for my documentary, man. I need 2 more struggles.
I got a story. The youngest of 6. Tennis
My
ball
husband is
thrown
the
in your
youngest,
eyes.
so yeah, I'm sure we can.
Yeah, tennis balls thrown in your eyes. Got to drink hot sauce. I got a story. What we doing, Beaumont?
Yo,
Surviving the 409.
once again, man, hey, we really do appreciate you guys coming on to share your stories, but this has been a great episode. It was very fun and educational, man. We learned about y'all something new. Make sure, Johnson put it in beautiful. I can't say it no better than what Johnson said earlier, man. Make sure that we go out and we support these guys. Like I said, this is what they do. This is their art. Support them, pay full price, and leave a tip. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, man, let's support them, man. Get out. They both got the information out there. Make sure you reach out, get you some work done. Thank you all again. Make sure you all hit the smash, like, and subscribe button, man. If you just follow us on Facebook, please go to YouTube. Give us a subscribe on YouTube, man. We're trying to build up a following. We're creating something good too right now. And we good. So go ahead, make sure you support us also. Thank you all. Have a good night. Hey, happy Mother's Day if we don't see you before.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank
you for having me on here. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Nisha, anonymous sister-in-law.
Y'all have a good night there. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Peace.
3200, but you already know this.
You know it.
Couple of brothers hard working and focused.
Let's go.
Intellectual, entertaining for show.
Show.